Hi guys, it's been a minute, but I'm having spicy Korean noodles. Yeah, so I thought I should film that because lots of people like the noodles. Do you guys eat these? The bulldog? These are spicy. Like super, super spicy. I don't know what to tell you because if you don't like spicy food, there's literally nothing you can do to save yourself from these. Nothing. They're just spicy. So I love fall. It's my favorite season, but dang, you guys, I can't stand how dark it gets, how quick it gets dark. I keep thinking like it's super late, and it's not. It's like 5:30. It might as well be 8:30. So, yeah, not much going on around here. Been sick. So, anyway. Oh, aha. I don't know why I did that. I'm really hungry, but it's temperature hot too. Been sick. Had some stuff happen, and I don't know. I give up. I don't know what's wrong. And you're like, Rami, you seem fine. I know. I don't know what's wrong with me. And neither do the doctors as of right now, but we'll see. I don't know. It's like really weird. In my opinion, really weird symptoms. I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, I'm so unique and special. I'm just saying they're like odd. So I don't know. Why has it become so hard to has this happened to you guys, or is it just me? Why is it so hard to figure out what's wrong when you're like sick? You know, it seems like things used to be so much quote unquote easier when you would get sick, meaning people would be like, oh yeah, you have a cold, and that was it. Oh yeah, you have strep throat. Oh yeah, you have bronchitis. Now it's like, why are there so many other options for illnesses? I think it's just because of the internet. I mean, it just seems to me like things were so much more cut and dry growing up, or even when I had my kids. It was just like, I swear they would get sick and I'd be like, I knew what was wrong with them. You know, for the most part. And now it's like, I gotta look everything up. What's this symptom mean? What's this symptom mean? by the time you type them all in, it's just kind of like this alphabet soup of with no flavor. Well, it could be this. Well, it could be that. Well, do you have this? Well, do you have that? And you're like, I don't know. It just, it's stupid. So I've been watching some true crime, some, um, not as much as I normally do. I took a couple of days off because of illness. And so, this is spicy. I haven't, really watched any that were like, well, there was this one that was kind of weird. There was a guy in Alaska. The way this guy got caught was kind of unique. So he had unalived. I don't actually know how many, because it's not that old of a case, and I don't even think they know yet. I don't even think he's gone to trial or anything. But he would record his, stuff. And he would pick up women around town. And he was married. And he happened to pick up this, he would even take them to his house. I don't know where his wife was. I don't think they had kids. And so he picks this woman up, and she's been drinking, and she's homeless. And he picks her up, and it's really weird because, like, there's like surveillance videos of him taking her to several different locations alive. Like, there's even like really good surveillance cameras of her sitting in the passenger seat of his car as he's pulling up to like this drive-through or whatever window, and you can totally see her, and she's fumbling around in her purse because she doesn't suspect anything, and she's looking for her phone, and she drops her phone, and it went in between the seats. And so she was reaching down there while he was busy with the window person or whatever. I think it was food. Oh, she reached down and picked up her phone and put it in her purse, didn't really look or anything. And by the way, there was someone in the back of the truck, if you know what I mean, that wasn't moving. Yeah, in the bed of the truck, like, because it had a canopy and a tailgate and everything, so it's separate from the cab. You wouldn't have been able to see it if you were in the truck. So they drove all over the place, like had some food, they sat and talked. They stopped at a gas station, like all this stuff, and then he just like literally dropped her off. So I don't know. And so again, she's homeless, and she suspects nothing at this point. And she goes to her tent, and she, kind of gets settled in. She goes to get on her phone, and she's like, "This isn't my phone." She's like, "Wait a second, it was his phone." Now, I don't know if it didn't have a passcode or what, but she saw there was like, it must have been an Android phone, because my phone doesn't look like this, how it looked, but there's like different files, right? Like it said like something, something, like they were titled, and one said homicide, and then it had a hotel name. And so she immediately took it to the police because she also saw some videos on his phone. And because of that, she was terrified because he had dropped her off. She's like, this guy knows where I stay and he's going to figure out that I have his phone, you know. So she took it to the police, and the police unfortunately had to watch several videos over and over and over and over again. Well, the day she turned the phone in was the day that him and his wife, this guy and his wife, because they didn't know who the guy was right then and there. She just told them what happened and described the truck and him. And so that day he had left to go on vacation with his wife for like a week. I can't remember where. So they're like, as soon as they got his flights and everything figured out, and they had officers waiting at the airport for when he landed. Now, about, I don't know, 3 weeks prior to this, he had gone to the police and reported that a toolbox or something like that was stolen out of the back of his truck. So he had made a police report. And in doing so, he had to give his name, his address, the truck, the license plate, all the information. So when he was met at the airport, I wouldn't think this, but he thought it was because of that. And when they got into the interrogation room, that's how they started it. They're like, do you remember you did a report because you had blah, blah, blah missing? And he's like, oh, yeah. And they're like, yeah, we just have some follow-ups on that. And he's like, okay. Oh, this guy had a very distinct accent. It was Dutch American. Like, if you would have heard him talk, there's no way. I mean, it's so distinct. It's such a distinct accent. So he's thinking it's because maybe they found it. I don't know. On his phone, one of the photos that he took was a picture of the back of his truck after he had disposed of somebody and washed his truck out. The tailgate was up though, and you could see the silhouette of the guy taking a picture of his truck. And it's just in the license plate, and basically it's just evidence, right? It's not graphic or anything like that. But this was part of the evidence that the police had. So they pushed the picture of the truck that he took. And they're like, this is your truck, right? This one? And he's like, oh, yeah, that's my truck. He did not even pay attention. In other words, he didn't realize they're showing him, yo, dude, you took this picture. We didn't take this picture, you did. And they're like, okay. And then they showed him a screenshot of his phone that said the homicide, and then with the motel that he had, unalived this person at. And they're like, is this your phone? And he looked down at it, and again, he's not paying attention. He looked down on it, and he's like, yeah, that's my phone. He goes, you found my phone? He goes, I actually lost my phone. I was gonna say something, but I actually lost my phone. Yeah, that's my phone. Do you have my phone? They're like, yeah. Yeah, we have your phone. He's like, okay. And the detective points to where it says homicide. And he's like, can you tell us about that? What is that referring to? Because if you click it on, it's the video. Anyway, he tried long short here. He tries to get out of it. He finally confesses to the actual video because his voice, the shoes, his hand, his arm were in it. I won't talk about the video. They didn't show it, but I heard it. And that was enough for me. I can't imagine these poor detectives. So he admitted to that. He had to. And then they were wrapping up. They got all their paperwork, all their books, everything. They were about ready to leave. And he was still sitting down. He goes, do you guys have some time? And they're like, we have all the time in the world. And he's like, yeah, because there might be some more stuff. They had all this other evidence that I'm leaving out too. But yeah, another one in the can. So we got another one. Yay, we meaning the police. But that was one that I saw. So I'm done with my noodles. They were super spicy, but super good. I haven't had any in so long. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in YouTube land. Bye.